the
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi
Allah.
wa barakatuh. Everyone, welcome, welcome, welcome. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Good to hear
Really
everyone,
need
and
to get.
inshallah we get to see everyone as well. Is my voice clear?
Yeah.
Yes.
Alhamdulillah, that's good. Inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome.
Sorry, I've switched off the video because I think that was creating a problem with my connection.
Okay, that's all right. They can see my face. That's all right.
MashaAllah. That's where the nur is. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
What I'll do, I'll just share I was just mentioning, Hani, that this meeting today is mainly to cover the application and verification process on Nusuk.
Yep.
And we'll go briefly through the timeline moving forward for the next month in terms of packages. But
Yep.
the actual packages and package prices, as I mentioned in the group, we will discuss that at next week's meeting. So today's meeting, we're not really discussing any prices, any package details, etc. Nothing's changed in that regard. But the nitty-gritty of the details and packages we'll go through next week.
Yep.
And the Q&A today is for people that are stuck
Yep.
in the documents and verification process
Okay.
through the thing. I sent out on the excuse me, on the WhatsApp group, guys. I sent out the Nusuk user manual. Okay, and so primarily we have a lot of people still coming back that have registered with us and joined us, but haven't started their registration process, and now they're starting and they're asking, which app do I use, things like that. So a reminder for everyone, I think pretty sure everybody now knows that we're using the Nusuk website for Hajj and not the app at all. And it's something that everyone has to keep in mind, because otherwise you're going to get stuck in a system where you're not supposed to be. So we're always using the Nusuk Hajj website.
Yep.
And ideally, as part of the process for applying, the best portal, the best way to do it is on a computer. I know everybody we're all used to using our mobile phones for everything, but the actual best way to go about it is on a computer itself, to be doing the application and login and things like that. So I'll open up the user manual, and we're not going to go through it we sort of will actually. We'll go through it generally bit by bit, but just so everyone's aware, so that everyone knows, today we're covering applying for and being verified on Nusuk. Okay, if you've applied or you've already started your application process and you've been verified, you don't need to be in the meeting. You're welcome to be in the meeting, but it's not necessary because you're already at the stage where you're verified. One very important point before we continue, excuse me, is that all the people that are verified, you are not activating your e-wallet yet. That option is not functional, and we're not loading the e-wallet yet. So the most common question that we're getting from people that are verified is, I can't seem to load my e-wallet, and I can't seem to activate my e-wallet. You're not supposed to be able to do that at the moment, and it's not a function that's designed to be active at the moment yet on Nusuk. Most likely it'll open up within the next week or so, and as soon as we know, we'll let you know, and then you can start activating and topping up the e-wallet.
So let's just repeat that for everyone that maybe didn't hear clearly, that the activation for the e-wallet has not happened yet. So you'd have to wait in the next few days, inshallah, up to a week, give or take, before it becomes fully functional. So the e-wallet is not fully functional at the moment. So if you have any questions in regards to the e-wallet, in terms of activation specifically, there's nothing active at the moment in terms of being able to press the buttons on there and get it activated. So there's no rush to worry about the e-wallet.
Yep, perfect, yeah. Am I clearer now that I'm on the different?
Yeah, your voice is definitely clear.
Yep, okay. So I'm going to share a screen. Everyone certainly should have this because we've sent it out to everyone. So it's not something that's going to be strange for you to see at all. So can everyone see the Nusuk Hajj user manual page?
Yes.
Yep, alhamdulillah.
Yes.
So this PDF document is 39 pages. I've sent it on the group. If you join the group later, I'll resend it. I'm not sure if you can see things in the past. It's pinned to the top of the group. So anybody that's joined the group in the last few days, we'll resend it on the group so that you can see it. It goes through all the different aspects, but we're going to go through some very basic things at the beginning. and that is about registering on the platform. Anybody that wants to go for Hajj from Australia or with an Australian passport residing overseas from a Nusuk country, okay, everybody has to go through the Nusuk platform. So we've established that. There's nothing new for anybody to know. You're not buying a package. We're still getting questions. I had a few questions, people. Can we just send you our passport and we want to book a package, please? Everything is done through the Nusuk Hajj website. You must go to the website, hajj.nusuk.sa, and apply there. You will register. You will click on the section where it's, and I'll even zoom the page in a bit so you can see it. You'll click on the section where it says there registration assistant or start registration. You will click on start registration. You're basically going to start a registration, and it's very intuitive. You simply answer the questions that they're asking you to answer. You'll create an account, so you'll say that you're in Australia. For every person that's going to be going for Hajj in your family, if it's a husband and wife, if it's husband and wife and children, each person needs to have their own unique email address. Okay, so you've seen I've been asking a lot about, can I get your email address, or I need the person's name and email address and passport number. Because each person needs to have their own email address. Technically, it's their own account on Nusuk. Okay, but the primary account holder will have one and manage all of the other users from their primary account if they've got family members attached. So you'll put in your country, you put in your email, click on the terms and conditions, etc. Create the account, and then you'll get an OTP. You'll get what's called create a password, a code sent to your email, and that's why each person needs to have your own unique email. Once you get the code, you punch it in there, and you'll be straight away into the system. The first thing it will ask you to do is to load your documents, and this is where a lot of people are getting problems with the documents loading process. One of the key features to remember is when you're creating your passport picture, or you've scanned your passport picture, and you've seen I've said to everybody on the website, please scan the passport main page. Don't take a photo of it on your phone. Whenever people are taking a photo with their phone, it's creating what's called a parallax. It's on an angle. It's not directly. It's not straight. It's blurred. You've cut out maybe the part of the barcode. So take a photo of the main passport page. In this particular example, what they've given us, and I want to clarify this for everybody, and this is where some of the problem is, in this particular photo, can you see on here where I've highlighted, they've got the whole 2 pages of the passport, the bottom section with all the information, and the top section as well. Does everyone see that there?
Yes.
Yep. Okay. When you're creating, and then it's asking you for the document to be 800 by 400, so 800 wide by 400 high. Now that's virtually impossible for a document that's tall like this. And when people are resizing the document to include both pages, it distorts the photo and it creates a problem being loaded. So the first thing for everybody that's having trouble with their passport photo, if you're getting a rejection because of your passport photo, you only want to include the main passport page, that highlighted section. I'm hoping it comes up. I'm trying to make this as big as I can. Let me see if is that a bit big on the screen for you guys?
Yes.
Yeah. So you only want to include this part of the photo. Excuse me. Can anyone see the highlighted part there?
Yes.
Yes.
So, yeah. So only that bottom main page of the passport, including those strips and lines at the bottom. That's key. That has to be there. Okay. So when you're scanning your passport photo, crop out the top part, get rid of the top part, only include the bottom part. Usually because in our passports, our signatures at the bottom, all the information is on that main page. We don't need the top section where there's other passports have a photo. And when you include only this main page, it's a lot easier to have it at 800 by 400 or, 2 by 1 dimension. And when you load it up, alhamdulillah, people that are doing this and adjusting it, they're getting verified.
So just to stop you there,
Yes.
So those people who are they're not getting verification, you need to make sure you listen carefully to what Yusuf is saying, because there might be certain things he's mentioning that maybe you haven't done on your application, and maybe that's what's stopping it from getting verified. So just make note of everything he's saying, inshallah.
Inshallah. So the key point regarding the passport main page, the passport page, the key point here is we're including only this main page of the passport, not the double page, not the whole thing, only this part here. Load that up for your passport photo, the main passport section.
So is there dimensions for this one, for the passport itself? Like
the dimensions are written there. It's 800 by 400, but to be honest, it doesn't really matter. The key is that it's 2 by 1, and it's under 1 megabyte is a critical section. So the size of the file needs to be under 1 megabyte. Okay.
Yep.
But as long as the dimensions conform to this this section, inshallah.
Someone's asked, is
that pixels or is that what it is at?
Pixels, yes.
Pixels, okay.
Yeah, it says it on the actual the pro forma.
You can see it here. It says it on the document.
Yep. Someone was asking, is it a problem if they put both pages on?
Yes, because it won't work. If you try and conform it to that size, if you try and make this 800 and that 400, this whole page here is going to be squished down to half its size.
Yep.
So it's going to be a squashed up photo.
Yep.
Okay. So it's not.
So recheck it.
It's please, just we've been doing this a lot. We've done this last year. We've got experience with this. Please cut the photo to this section here, load it up, and go through the process. It's a very, very important part of that thing. The other thing is, please, guys, don't yell out. Don't just ask questions. Please put your hand up for questions, because we've got a lot of people on it. It's going to be disruptive. I'll go through this, and then we'll answer the questions as we're going, inshallah. Hani will call out for the questions.
Exactly, yeah. I'll call out the questions, inshallah, or I'll answer the questions from the group.
Yeah.
Here's the question.
And also, can everyone please put themselves on mute if you're not already on mute? Okay. So after you've loaded up the passport photo, you're required to load up a personal photo. Okay. And the personal photo, let me just reduce the size of this again there. You load up your passport photo, and then you're required to load up a personal photo. And that's just a square, it's literally what it means. It's a passport photo of yourself. So it's the type of photo that you get when you go to the post office and ask for a passport photo that you've submitted to when you got a new passport. It's that photo, exactly. And it needs to be exactly square in size. So it could be 200 by 200, 300 by 300, 400 by 400, but it needs to be exactly square in size, okay, for your personal photo. Okay, and it must be, do not try and take it at home with a phone. Please go and get a proper passport photo. Or if you have one of the ones that you had when you got a new passport, you may still have one lying around. Go and get that scanned and use that photo for the personal photo. Usually if it's the same photo from the passport, like if when you went to the post office, they gave you 3 or 4 copies, then it's a very easy process. It'll match up. Things will match up easily. If you put the passport photo page that we mentioned in the way that we mentioned up, the verification process will be very quick and easy, inshallah. Okay, so this has covered the documents that need to load for anybody traveling from Australia with an Australian passport. Yeah, if you're traveling from Australia with an overseas passport, if you're a passport from another country but you have residency in Australia, you're a permanent resident, a work visa, a spouse visa, any residency type visa. Unfortunately, at this stage, we haven't had success for anybody with a tourist visa staying here. Last year, people with student visas got verified. So you have to have some sort of a residency visa. Then you'll be asked to send or upload your residency documentation, because it'll pick up when you've said you're an Australian, you're living in Australia, then you've loaded an Australian passport saying, okay, you're an Australian citizen, nothing to worry about. If you put an overseas passport, it knows now, okay, you've got an overseas passport, nationality, but you're living in Australia, it's going to ask you for proof of residency. The documents that you will need for this is your Vivo document, so your visa residency document, okay? And it needs to be an image file. Unfortunately, like you can't load up the PDF, so that'll fail. So you need to convert your PDF into an image file. So you just take the main page of the Vivo, convert it to an image file, so a JPEG or a PNG or something like that, and you load that document. And then you can also load up some sort of proof of address. So if you have a driver's license, a bank account, a utility account, a something that shows, obviously cross out the the private information, but something that definitely shows your name clearly that matches your passport, and at least first and last name, and your address. Okay, so it's important that your documentation has your name and your address. Once you're done, you'll click on the two boxes: consent, confirm, and submit. It's pretty straightforward. Okay. Actually, when you submit, that's when it'll ask you if you need to attach a proof of residence. You'll attach a proof of residence. If it does ask you, if you've loaded an Australian passport and a personal photo, and for some reason it asks you for a proof of residence, it's very rare. But if it does, you can just load up a copy of your driver's license, get a scan or photo of your driver's license, so because the name should match your passport, and attach that to your documentation, inshallah. So, are there any questions in relation to? Excuse me, everyone, with my cough. I've still got the Umrah cough. We've just come back from Umrah, mashallah. And as everyone knows, when you go, you're going to get what we call the Hajj cough. We're going to have a health and safety and a health and well-being meeting as well with one of the doctors that joined us last year, or a couple of doctors that joined us last year for Hajj, and get some tips on how to stay healthy and hydrated and safe during the trip. But it's part and parcel of Hajj and Umrah, mashallah. So are there any questions related to documentation that anyone has? If you put your hand up.
Someone said here, if you hold Indonesian passport, same with me, they start verification on for Australian citizen first. Sabar mas. I don't know if that's
No.
or, yeah.
No, so what's up, people with overseas passport? It's not a thing about Australian passports first, because we've had a number of guests that have advised me that with overseas Indonesian passports specifically, actually, that they've been verified. In fact, sometimes because it happened to be that the main applicant was with the Indonesian passport and the spouse was an Australian passport. The main applicant was verified, and they're waiting for the additional family member who's an Australian passport to be verified still. So they're still going through the process. It's perfectly normal for one person in an account to be verified and the others to be verified later. But all are being done. Just, they have to go through, hundreds of thousands of applications, and they're just getting done slowly, inshallah.
Yeah. Does anyone have any particular question in regards to uploading passports, uploading photos? Because it's a very sensitive part of the application, and it's important you do it properly. So if you haven't, the 3 steps that he's given now, the first one is the passport. You need to make sure the bottom half is the one that you're scanning, a clear color image of that, right? And you're uploading it. The second thing was the photo itself, your actual personal photo. What's the most important thing for the personal photo? It's not taken from your phone. It's not copied or whatever. It needs to be a clear scanned photo of a new photo that they've got, correct?
Yes. Yeah. Ideally, a photo, one of the passport photos they used to get their passport, or if it was too long ago. Look, for the time and effort, it's going to take you a bit of time. You've got to go to the post office. It's going to cost you $12 or something to get a photo. It saves a lot of headache and mucking around. Just get it done, get it scanned, and load it up, inshallah. There was a question about the proof of residencies. Yeah, you generally only need one document. It'll ask you to load up one document in size. We recommend the primary one that you should load up will be your residency document itself, the Vivo document, PDF, which you've changed into an image. Okay. That's the main thing. If they require anything else, then you'll have, or if you don't have that for some reason, then you can load up your driver's license. You can load up a lease agreement. You can load up a something that has your address on it as well. But that's an official document in Australia that's been given by either a bank, a government body, because then they can see that you are actually a resident in Australia for what's needed.
So it's very sensitive, as you're probably all aware now, that the whole Nusuk website thing, it's very sensitive. So sometimes certain things would there be exceptions to what generally is being advised. So say, for example, we have here Yasmin. She said, I loaded both pages of passport and was accepted. But the personal photo of the passport was rejected. So I took a different photo on my phone, then it was verified.
Yeah, mashallah. So it's very rare that that's going to happen. clearly then obviously what happened was when you loaded the 2 pages of the passport, you didn't adjust the size to squish it down, so it didn't become distorted. So it was readable by the system when it's loaded to pull your name and data. Alhamdulillah.
And she took a photo on her phone
if you took the personal phone on the phone, if you're standing in front of a white wall and it's a straight on, like a passport photo would be when you went to the post office, if you're able to, or if you have somebody that's able to do that and have it done properly, then go for it. You know, if it works, great. If not, and you've taken a photo with your phone of your passport, or you've loaded up both pages, or you've taken a photo with your phone of yourself for the passport phone, it's rejected, please just go and get it properly done. Don't ask us why. Okay. If it works, fantastic. For this sister, alhamdulillah, it's worked. And I'm sure for many others it might have worked as well. But what we're finding is when you just go through the process of just getting things clearly put on properly, then you don't have a headache. So we'll go through there. So we have some hands up. I might go take these hands up.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I think
Sister Farah.
Sister Farah. Yep.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
I never got an email saying I'm verified, but on my Nusuk Hajj dashboard, I got the option to select preferred category and it says completed, and
Yes.
that's where I am. Does this mean that I'm verified?
Yes. So there's oftentimes for the majority of people, they are not getting an email to say you're verified. Okay. I know Nusuk is supposed to send it out and that's the official process. But many people like yourself are just finding when they log in. So if you log in, what you can do is if you click on your profile to edit profile, you'll be able to see, it'll say they're verified. Obviously, don't change anything, just go back to your dashboard. But for you to be able to see and select your category or activate your wallet later on, you have to be verified to be able to do that because it's now telling you that you can, it's telling you that you can, avail yourself of the services on Nusuk, which you can't do unless you're verified. But one way to be sure is just
Yes.
go to your profile and click on edit profile.
Edit profile. So I'm on the profile. I have log out. I don't have the option of edit profile. I have only my profile, my family, my package, my itinerary.
Click on my family.
One moment. Okay, I was able to go to my profile.
So my profile.
Hello.
One second, with one at a time.
Do just one at a time. Sorry, guys.
Edit. Okay, if I'm on the edit profile, I'm on edit profile, and where does it say verified?
It should say there on the page somewhere that verified. There's a verified or under verification.
No,
Not saying. Okay, what I'll do, I'll log in separately and I'll see if I can share a separate screen when I log in.
okay, Jazakallah.
To show. But
Yeah,
for
because
you to
I'm-
be at the category and e-wallet stage, please can everyone be on mute? This is very important. If you're not asking a
when
question.
I'm on, sorry, brother, when I'm on my dashboard, I was able to select they gave me this was not there before. So when I'm on my dashboard, it select preferred category, review and select your tentative preferred category. I was able to do that and it said completed.
Yes.
But packages, it's pending. So
well, there's no packages so for anybody. So to be at this point, then you need to be verified. So
then I assume then I should be verified, no,
yes,
brother?
inshallah, yes. But I'll confirm it for you, inshallah.
Okay, Jazakallah. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Brother Abdul Wajid is next.
Yes, brother. Thank you very much. I have been rejected twice. So the first one I did upload the photo. The second one I did follow the 200 pixel adjusted second photo and uploaded that one, but still rejected. So just now I noted when you were explaining about the passport, document itself. So
it says verified, application verified. It says me
Sorry, sister. On mute. Sorry, brother Abdul Wajid. Keep going.
Yes. So 2 times I have met the requirement for the photo. It says rejected due to the photo. I have changed the photo to 200 pixels by 200 pixels, uploaded. That also got rejected. So I gone take a fresh photo, uploaded. But I just want to check the passport document itself. When I checked the passport document last night, it was, like it is scanned photo. and the dimensions are not what you were saying just now, 800 by 400. So is that the reason, like with the passport or the photo, either of
No,
these correlation? No.
no. So is the passport page photo rejected as well, or just the personal photo?
No, it doesn't say the passport photo. It just
Then,
says the
yeah,
photo.
personal photo. Yeah. So if it's only mentioning the personal photo, then that's the only photo that you need to adjust and work with. Only change what they're saying, because it means there's no issue with the passport main page image.
Okay.
It's unusual. So you've taken a proper passport photo and scanned that, and
Now
it's
the third
square.
time I just done. Yeah, I just the third time. The 2 times I've already done. The first one may not meet the requirement. The second one I did with 200 pixel by 200 pixel, and it was like some 6 KB kilobytes.
Yep.
That got rejected too. So I have taken another photo just now and uploaded.
Okay.
So only last night. So I was just wondering, in the meantime, should I amend my passport document as well, because the document size is different?
No. If they haven't asked you anything about the passport document, don't amend it unless they ask you. The other thing, 6 kilobyte photo is very, very small. It means the image quality is going to be blurry. Okay. So it's got to be under a megabyte, like I think it is the size. So it can be much bigger than 6 kilobytes. So this photo still needs to be clear. The dimensions can be whatever, but if the photo is unclear or blurry, it's not going to pick up the facial recognitions. But inshallah, you've submitted it now. See how you go. If it still becomes stuck, then contact me on WhatsApp privately, and we'll go through. I'll help some people like that. Inshallah, we'll work through that. Inshallah.
The other question I had, brother, previously I asked you at Doncaster too, and I tried to email as well, but lost maybe. Regarding my mother, I told you, she's overseas resident, international, so I want to take her as well for Hajj.
If she's not a resident in Australia, it's not going to be possible, brother.
Okay, but she has got a permanent visa in process, kind of. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she'll have if she gets the permanent visa in time, and you can start the verification process for her. Yes, inshallah.
So the documents have to be ready, inshallah. They have to be,
because you need to have that permanent visa to load up as a
So for me, what I want to understand is if I've created my profile, so do I need to create another profile for my mother, then include her in my application later on, or just have the email address?
No, you can add her as a family member now, but it's going to ask you for a passport photo. It's going to ask you for a personal photo, and it's going to ask you for the residency documents. And if you can't load any residency documents, she'll stay under verification. She won't get verified.
Okay. So I can be verified. She may not be verified.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll go to brother. Thank you, brother Abdul. Brother Fazal was next. So these are all questions relating to, at the moment, passport photos and documents, things like that. Loading document.
Assalamu alaikum, brothers. Thank you.
Walaikum salam.
Both my wife and my passport photos, they are when I uploaded them quite a few months ago, they both had 2 pages. Her one got verified. My one is still under verification. Yeah, and now the question I have, since I am under verification, can I go ahead and make changes to my profile and make them as you are suggesting, like just 1 page, and change my photo to more accurate photo, which is consistent to my passport photo?
Yes, you can. So if you go to your profile once you log in, you'll be able to edit profile. Brother Mohammed Darman, sorry, can you remain on mute, because you're coming on mute and it's disturbing. Please. Sorry, brother Fazal. Yes, you can go into your profile, edit it, and you can. If you look on the screen that I'm sharing, it should show us when you're in there. You can go in and view or delete the documents, the relevant document. So for passport, you can delete it and then re-upload. Then when you delete, it'll ask you to upload again and re-upload the document, and that'll restart the process for yourself. If you think, view the document first. If it's got both pages, but it's readable and it's clear, and it's the same as what you said for your wife, then leave it. If the personal photo also matching, it's the same, like it's not 10 years apart between the passport photo and the new personal photo, so you can see it is the same person, and they're reasonable, you can leave it and just wait a couple more days. But if not, and you want it, you can delete them and re-upload them, no problem. It'll just re-trigger the verification step for you.
Brother Yusuf, just last question. When do we think is the latest to get it verified? I should be expecting that to get verified. What is the latest date?
Okay, based on the timeline that we're going to go through a bit later on in the meeting, our expectation is that the last time for verification is going to be in the last week of January.
Okay, so basically I've got 3 weeks.
Yep. More than enough time.
Jazakallah. Thank you.
Brother, and we're not past Brother Jihad. We're not going to take any more photos on documents. I think we've covered most of these. You can type them up in the thing, and Handy will be able to go through them later.
Yeah.
So we'll just take these last 5 hands up. Brother Wasim.
Brother Wasim.
Assalamu alaikum.
Coming, Brother Wasim.
We can't hear you, brother.
He's unmuted.
He's unmuted, but the microphone is not working. Your microphone's not working, or we can't hear you. Try
Brother
now.
Wasim, last call before we go to the next person. Okay, let's go to Brother.
Assalamu alaikum. Can you hear me now?
Okay, there you go.
There
Just in time. Yes.
Yes, so just give me 1 second. I need to turn off the other phone. We have submitted our application with travel documents, which is gonna expire in a couple of months, not 6 months. So we will get our new Australian passports early February. Do you think we still have a chance to maybe get rejected and re-upload the new Australian passport?
Look, the short answer, to be honest, is no. The short answer is no. Yeah. Your travel document, if it expires within the next few months, if you probably got a warning that came up saying about the travel document expiry date anyway when you loaded it.
Yes.
And because you're changing, if you're verified, and you get through to book, what I will do, Brother Sim, I will actually make an inquiry with Ministry of Hajj and Nusuk, and we'll ask them if a person's travel document, or if they're verified and the visa is issued on a particular document or passport, can it transfer to a new one? Last year, the answer was no, from our experience. This year, we'll find out what the answer is. We don't know that it's no. It could be yes. It could be a way, inshallah. But
because renewing the travel document will take the same time as getting a new passport, which we will in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah. No, getting the passport it's much easier for you, because when it comes to the visa and traveling, we had a number of people that went with us with travel documents last year. Alhamdulillah, they completed the Hajj, but there was just a headache. But I'll find out the answer to this question. If we issue a visa, a Hajj visa, onto a travel document that's expired, or if because people get passport visas issued, they may lose or damage their passport, and they need to get a new passport. So it is possible that happens. We'll find out what the process is, or if it's a simple enough process for you to be able to do, inshallah.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, the name on your passport and travel documents must be the same.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Got it.
Inshallah. Okay. Brother Najam.
Assalamu alaikum. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can. Alhamdulillah.
Yep. So I think in my case, I have already talked with you on that privately when we send message to WhatsApp. But just a quick question. You mentioned about that residency thing, because I uploaded my wife's documents this time. My previous account was already verified last year, but once I uploaded her documents, it put me on unverified as well, which is fine. But for the residency card, as I mentioned to you, like we don't have cards, we just have these visa documents. So I did the same thing. I converted it into photos because I know this thing. But when I convert the first page to the photo, it didn't fit in. So what I did was that I converted the whole document with all the extra pages and upload all of them as a photo there, and it uploads it. All comes under 1 MB and it's fine. But now if we need to provide this, like you mentioned, driver's license or any, like, let's say, gas bill or electricity bill for address, I think I should not do that because I've already uploaded document and wait for the verification. But what do you suggest? Do you suggest me to redo it or just leave it as it is and see what happens?
I think you're correct. You leave it as it is, because once you've loaded the information, it's under verification at the moment. If they need something from you, if they ask you for additional proof of residence, then you can send that document. So for now,
that's fine.
leave what you have there. and
Sure.
and take it from there, inshallah. Allah make it easy.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Asif, and then Helen, inshallah. Asif?
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah wa
Yeah,
barakatuh.
yeah, alhamdulillah. Yeah, my application is verified, but if I want to make some changes regarding a blood group, is it okay to do it or just leave it?
Right. Changes regarding what? Sorry?
Blood group, they're asking the question, what's your blood
Yes.
group? And I wasn't sure, but because I wanted to put the application in, so I just, guessed one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And if I want to edit it after verification, is it going to affect my application?
No, if you want to edit it after verification, so
Yeah.
you've been verified,
Yes.
then just leave it as it is.
Okay. All right. Inshallah.
Leave it as it is.
Okay. Jazakallah.
Wa yakum.
Any other questions? So we've got still
Sister Helen's the
Asif,
last one there, inshallah.
Asif's done, and Helen now, inshallah. Sister Helen, tfaddali.
Assalamu alaikum, brothers.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Sorry, my questions is the same questions I always ask when we're on the Zoom meetings. It's been 3 weeks since we submitted the application, and it says successful application submitted, but I have received no correspondence with them, not a rejection note, not a nothing from them, and I'm just a little bit concerned. It's been 3 weeks.
Excuse me. So you started your application in early December. You're saying 3 weeks. We're talking about
Correct.
early
Exactly
December.
3 weeks ago on the Sunday I started.
Was that after the official opening of the 2025 process? Can you recall?
No, it was. Yes, it was after. Yes, it was.
It was after.
Yes.
And
Because it
so
would have been about the 22nd or the 18th or something, or the 17th.
of December you did it. Okay.
Yes.
And it's just one person, or is it a couple of people on the application?
It's just one person, my husband.
And it's still under verification.
It's still under verification.
Okay, so
but
what you could
since you did tell me, when I went back in now, I did see that I've taken the page of the 2 passport photos.
Mm-hmm.
Not 2 passport photos, of the 2 pages. Maybe
Yes.
I should go in and edit that.
You can edit that. Yeah, that's an easy one to do. So you'll delete the document.
Okay.
And upload the
1 page.
The 1 page, just making sure it includes those barcodes at the bottom.
Yes.
And then that might be enough to trigger the change, inshallah.
Inshallah, inshallah. Because what is the average people are getting verified?
Yes, so those are one of the most frequently asked questions at the moment is how long does it take for verification?
Yeah.
It's like how long is a piece of string?
Yeah.
Some people are verified within 24 hours,
yeah,
and some people are verified at the very last minute. Last year, that's our experience.
Yeah, I just don't really want to.
But everybody, like, because it's literally they are looking at each application. It's not automatic.
Yeah.
So they've got hundreds of thousands for 65,000 visas.
Yes.
And so that's what's happening.
Okay.
But yeah, make that change and that should be enough to trigger, inshallah.
Inshallah, I'll make that change and we'll see how we go. Inshallah.
Don't worry, Sister Helen, we're here by your side, inshallah.
Yes.
Inshallah, we'll do all the best that we can to make sure everyone gets verified.
Thank you very, very much. Okay, inshallah, by next week and next week's Zoom, I'll be verified. Thank you, brother.
Inshallah.
Thank you.
Inshallah. And if anyone has any good success stories from after the input from today, please send it to us personally via email. Just say I did this and I did that and it worked. So maybe we can share that with other people as well.
We can share it for sure.
Okay, inshallah, I'll try. Thank you, brothers.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
There's brother Muhammad has been asking to ask a question, so I'm going to open it up to him.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah.
Which brother Muhammad
Brother
Darman?
Muhammad.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaikum salam.
I just want to ask a very simple question.
Yes.
I have submitted my application and I have got a companion. It doesn't allow me to submit the companion. How do I go about it?
Okay, so watch the rest of this video and we'll explain it now.
Okay.
That's going to be answered in a couple of minutes. We're going to get up to that section, inshallah.
Okay, so on the screen, you uploaded your documents. Okay. And now it's going to go into the page where this is still for the main applicant, for the main person that's applying. Excuse me. You're going to go where it's going to look at your contact information. What will happen is Nusuk will read the information from your passport and preload this information on the screen. I'll just make this a bit bigger so we can all see. Nusuk will preload this information. So your, well, this particular part is your contact information. So your email is what you've put in, obviously. Then you'll select the drop-down box to change the flag to Australia, assuming you're in Australia, and you put in your contact number. If it asks you for a Saudi number, please, if you don't have a Saudi number, don't message me asking what Saudi number to use. There's no little asterisks next to the Saudi number. Therefore, it's not required to be entered information. If you don't have a Saudi number, don't enter it in. And personally, even if you had a Saudi number, don't enter it in.
And that's, sorry, Yusuf, that's an important point I think you've made. Please look at if there's an asterisk on where they're asking for you to fill in. If it doesn't have an asterisk, you don't have to fill it in. Yeah, continue on.
Okay, yep.
Yeah.
So the social status, look, it's asking you a question, answer the question. It's very straightforward. Okay. Put your street address in. So the street address here, it means the street name. Okay. No numbers in there. Underneath it is where you put your apartment or your house number. So if you're at number 1 Smith Street, you just put Smith Street at the top and you put the number 1 underneath. Just keep that in mind. And the second part where it says home address, you'll put in your suburb. Okay. So street address means street name. Home address means your suburb. Okay. And apartment house number is the number of your apartment or house. So if you're in a unit 1/10 or whatever it is, you put that under the house number. Postcode is clearly a postcode. PO box, it shouldn't require anything, but if it does insist on some people are actually, even though there's no asterisks, some people are advising that when they're going to submit, it's asking them, it's insisting that they put a PO box for some reason. Okay, just put the same number as you have for your house. It doesn't really matter. And in the nearest embassy to you, you will choose the closest capital city. We suggest either using Sydney or Canberra. Okay, Sydney or Canberra for the nearest embassy. This question wasn't there last year, and it's new this year for some reason. Then you answer the rest: occupation, your current employer, previous employer, and the sector. If you're retired, it's fine. Just put retired. And for current employer, put NA or none. And previous employer, you can put none. And if you have a work contact number, you put in there. If not, don't put a number. For arrival details, and some of these dates and things we've put on the group already, but some people have joined later. So make a note of this. For your arrival details, if you haven't already at this stage, you can put any date you want in May. Just put late May, 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, whatever it is. Just open the calendar, put a date in late May. It doesn't matter, just as long as it's before the 31st of May. Okay. For the total expected days in KSA, you can put anything up to 20, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, whatever it is. It doesn't matter. But don't put 100, because clearly then you'll have a problem. So anything from 16 to 20, 25, it's fine. And your expected travel method, select air, because it's going to be by plane. And for flight number, just put TBA, to be advised. Just capital letters TBA. So again, I'll go through that. The arrival date, any date in late May, as long as it's before the 31st. Expected days, any amount, just put 20 days. If you need me to tell you a date, put 20. Expected travel method is by air. And the flight number is TBA. Capital T, capital B for Bob, capital A for Apple. Okay. You'll then move, when you move on, you save and move on to the next page. It'll ask you about, do you have a residency ID? So if you're an Australian, actually, everyone actually should just say no to this question. Even if you're a foreign overseas from here, because it's not really a residency ID. You've got a Vivo document. But if you say yes, you'll just need to put in the Vivo document number for residence thing. Previously received so you answer these questions. They're straightforward questions. They're easy to understand, and they're yes or no questions. Have you had a visa to Saudi before? Yes or no. Have you been restricted or rejected? Yes or no. Have you a physical? Yes or no. Yes or no. Yes or no. So answer through the questions. Do you have relatives in writing in KSA? Yes or no? Do you hold any other nationalities? Yes or no? So if you do, so many people in Australia have dual nationality. You can say yes. You'll select the nationality, and the date of issuance is the date of issuance of that of the current document passport that you have. Okay. We recommend, even if you do have more than 2 nationalities, don't add more than 2. It just complicates things. It's not something that's going to affect your visa. Okay. Do you have relatives in residing in KSA? People last year that had relatives said yes, they put their details, no problem. Some said no, even though they had relatives, no problem. It's up to you. Have you ever traveled, excuse me, other countries in the past? It says years, months here. Okay. So obviously we've all traveled overseas in the past thing, but I would suggest we only put countries we've traveled in the last 6 months. So between, say December up until when we're going to because you sort of put the country, obviously probably tourism or visiting relatives, just the start and finish date. Okay, and you can add and add and add and add as you need there. Once you've done the page, again, you click on next and you go to the next page. Pretty straightforward, these pages. They're self-explanatory. You answer the questions that they ask you to answer. Okay. Are there any accessibility requirements? So do you need wheelchair accessibility, braille, sign language, or other? So you can put that there. Okay. Keep in mind, putting it here does not mean it's now automatically part of your package. This is just something that the government is wanting to know for their statistical purposes before issuing any visas or verifications. Okay. So if somebody does need a wheelchair and you select wheelchair here, you're still going to need to select it in the package option, which we'll talk through next week, or in a couple of weeks when the packages are available for review, when we're talking about how to book the packages. And in the health conditions, this is a new section, a slightly new section. Answer the questions under the health section. Okay. Any allergies you can answer. Again, this is for statistical purposes for the governments when they're issuing the visas. This is not automatically part of your package. Okay, but certainly putting the correct medical information does help because it'll be on your file, so that if some emergency happened and you have to go to hospital or the government has that information on file when they're treating, they can pull up the information to understand any preconditions or things they need to worry about. Then there'll be a summary page after you go through that. There'll be a summary page, and it's basically just your information that you've entered into the system. Okay, the summary page, and I'll just zoom in on this one so I make it a bit bigger. That's the second part of the summary page. You're going to read through all the things. Okay, now when you get to this last section here, you can see there's a box here. It's a bit blurry, but it says here, add a family member. Okay, right? Or you can do it later. So if you've got to this stage and you want to add a family member, if you click on add a family member, you're going to be asked for their email address. Okay, an email will be sent out to their email address, with an OTP, asking them to verify that email address. When they click on that email address, or when they put in the OTP, actually, let's go to the, just one second. When they click on that OTP, they're going to come to the Nusuk page and they'll be asked to create a password for that email address. So it's like they're creating an account. Okay. So they'll create a password, or you create a password for that email address that you use for them. And then it'll be added under your profile as an added family member. Okay. If you've created your account first and you click on submit, okay, and you'll go to this application submitted successfully page, you can then come back and add a family member afterwards. So as Brother Mohammed was asking, how do we add a family member to the application? How to do that, okay, is when you log into the Nusuk website, on the section here, you can see it says the person's name, and it's got your letters, their initials there. So on the top of the page, you can see it on this section here. Okay. On the top of that page there is where they can, you'll click on that and it'll open up your profile. And you can then come into here, My Family Members. So you click on My Family Members and you can add a family member. Okay. So if you create an account for yourself already, you go to my profile, or you can actually click on my family from there. It'll ask you to add, if you want to add any family members, and then you add the family members. So see where it says it's highlighted in yellow, my family member, okay? And this page will come up, add new family member. So you as the first person will be under verification, or you might be verified, if depending how long you applied, but you can add as many now family members as you want to by clicking on the My Family Members. So first, you log in, click on your profile at the top here, and let me just see if I can get a different host tool. Just give me 1 second. No, I can't. Okay. So you click on, you log in, click on your profile at the top. So it comes to your profile, My Family Members. This box will open, and then you add a family member. And then you will go through the steps for adding a family member, as I mentioned before. You will put in that person's email address. It must be a unique email address to them. It can't be your same email address. This is why I've been asking so many people on the groups and by email, please, if you've told me you're coming with a husband and wife, I need their information separately. I need to know what email address you're using for them here so that we can match it up when the booking time comes. Okay, it's very important. If you want us to help you, you need to give us the information that we need, please. Yeah. And so we need their name, and then you'll put what kind of family member they are. Now, some people have said there's limitations here on the type of family member. Okay. So for example, 2 cousins are wanting to travel, and it's not allowing the option for cousins. Just say brother or sister. Okay. Just say brother or sister, because you want to travel as family. Sometimes it doesn't even give like brother-in-law, sister. One person might be doing it for a whole lot of family members. You select any of the appropriate things, brother or sister, or obviously if it's a parent or child, you'll put that in there for that thing. And in the country of residence, we're assuming they're in Australia because we're doing it from Australia. You'll select Australia, and you click on Add Family Member. As I mentioned, they're going to get an email to their email account that you've put in here. Okay. They'll get an email. They'll click on. They'll use that OTP to enter the email OTP number in here, and they'll be asked to create a password for that account. But additional family members will not manage their accounts on their own. They'll should all be managed via the primary account holder. So I'll repeat that. If you're going with a number of people attached to your account, the primary account holder should be managing all of the family members and companions' accounts, documents, uploading, etc., etc., etc. Okay, that person should be doing that for all of the. So in this area here, I'll just zoom in on this again now so you can see it. Under manage family members, you can adjust things for family. You can remove them. You can delete them. You can transfer authority to them to make them the primary account holder, if that's what you wanted to do. But all family members will be shown on your screen, and obviously you can delete family members here, as we said, into this. But the primary account holder should be doing all of the things that they need to do for them. We're not going to be talking about delinking any members because that's not something that we're doing at the moment. If you want to transfer authority, so if the husband has the main account, he wants to transfer the wife, or the wife has the main account, wants to transfer the husband, or so on and so forth, then you can, in that page which we saw before, there's a section here to transfer authority. Just click on the transfer authority, and you'll be able to transfer. It'll ask the other person, do they wish to take the authority, and they'll go from there. So, are there any questions relating to family members or adding family members? The documentation requirements are exactly the same for family members as they are for primary account holders. So all the things we talked about for loading a passport photos, residency, apply for any family, apply across the board for everybody. Okay. If 2 people have already created accounts, okay, if you already created an account with somebody that's already got a profile, you can go and add them as a family member. They'll receive an email asking them, do they give authority to be added as a companion to the other person's account? And they should click on yes, they give authority if they want to be joined to your account. Okay, so it's all right if 2 people have already got 2 separate accounts that they've created, but now they want to join together. whoever's going to be the primary account holder can add that other person's email that they've got their account with, and they'll get they'll be asked, do they want to do they agree to being added to someone else's primary account as a family member. Okay, so we can take some questions. I don't know what questions came in the box, Hanny, if you're able to from the chat, but I'll ask Sister Sophia in the meantime. Okay.
Yeah, it'd be if you can show of hands if you have any questions, particularly around this adding family members or not adding family members. If anybody has questions in regards to this that they thought wasn't answered.
Sister Sophia, did you have?
Yes, Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum salam.
So I just wanted to ask with regards to if I do say add my brother after this verification process and I'm verified, he's verified, will me adding him as a family member cause me to be unverified again?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
All right. Simple.
So if you're waiting for his passport details and things, it's best to add him instead of creating a separate account. Best to add him from the beginning as a family member, just to save time.
Oh, he's already done his account and he's waiting for verification as well.
Yes. So once he's verified, then add him to you or you to him, whichever way you're going to do it, and manage it from there. The reason it's best for people to join together as family and companions is that when it's time for booking, everybody has to log into the Nusuk portal. It's going to be overloaded. So there's going to be a queue. When you're logging in, what happened last year, they have a queue. And we'll talk about this later on in ways to just, to be ready for logging in. So if you have to do it individually, you might be at the front of the queue. He could be in the middle of the queue. You book your package. By the time he comes in, that package is gone.
Sure.
So by being together, you're going to load up enough money for both of you. You're going to do the entire, whoever gets in, like when you log in, only one person has to log in. So one person in the queue, when you book, you're booking for you and everybody else that's in your account together, and you're all on the same package, same flight, etc., etc. Doing it like that, inshallah.
Great. Jazakallah khair.
Well, yeah.
The Najam? Najam?
Hello, Assalamualaikum. Okay, so I have two questions basically. One question is related to my previous question that I asked about the residency. So when I uploaded the residency information, I actually put the TRN numbers because we don't have those residency cards. So, and we don't have those residency ID. So I think TRN number would be the right number to enter there. Sorry, I can't hear you.
Yes.
Sorry, yeah. So I think TRN is the correct. So that was my first question. Or should we change it to something else? Because
no, leave it as it is. If there's an issue, you're in the process at the moment. So if there's an issue, they will come back. They will come back and say, look, this information is wrong, or TRN is wrong, and they're rejecting it for that reason. Then you'll remove it. But for now, you're in the process. Let Nusuk tell you what additional information or they need or what needs to be omitted.
Sure. My second question is related to what you have just talked about. So when I entered my wife's information, because my account was actually pulled over from last year. So last year I also added her information, but because she didn't have the residency that time, so I didn't proceed further. So when I updated the account this time, every information was there. So she didn't get any email like this, like you just mentioned that need to create a new account or something. But I just double check it. Every information is there. Email address is there. Everything is there. So I think I should just wait. If something happens, I need to recreate her account, I will do that. I think that's the best approach in this case.
So when you say everything is there, like you've loaded her documents and everything on the system?
Yes, I loaded everything, but I didn't create the account like this way because this was pulled over from last year. Because as I mentioned, last year the account was there. So mine was verified, her was not verified. And because of some reasons, I couldn't proceed further.
Yes.
So this time I just updated it and it just went through this way. So these all new things which you have mentioned, I haven't done that, but I still see that the account existed.
Yes.
The email address is there, address, every information is there, and new documents are already uploaded.
Yes, I think and it's saying under verification?
Yes, it says under verification.
Yes, then you're fine. You're best to wait.
Okay, no worries. Thank you. Just
welcome.
to confirm. Thank you.
You're welcome. Ihsan?
Ahsan? Assuming it's Brother Ahsan.
Yep. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Welcome.
I am Ihsan from Canberra. I just worry about my document because I already uploaded my I already registered since 1 week before 2025 application was open. Until now, my status is still under verification. I just worry if the problem is my name. In my passport name is only one word. My name in passport is only one word.
Yes.
But in the application, always ask, and I have to put last name. So I just put it Ihsan again.
Yes.
It will be problem, brother?
No, what you've done is correct. So this is a common thing for, particularly for our Indonesian brothers and sisters.
Yes.
Where you have one singular name in the passport.
Yeah.
So we do this for the visas, and you'll find it for tickets. You need to put Ihsan and Ihsan in the first,
Oh, okay.
in the first and last.
Okay then. Yep.
And then it goes from there. People had this last year, and they got through. Alhamdulillah. So
Okay,
you might
but
find sometimes they automatically reject, like they'll look at it and say, oh, there's something wrong. And then you just open up a tick and say, please, here's a copy of my passport. It's one name. And then they actually look at it properly, and then they verify you. So
okay.
it's,
Thank you so much, brother.
you're welcome. Inshallah. There was a question on the question. If you uploaded according to the size requirement, then no need. Okay, you can answer these questions. Okay, so chat questions are answered there.
Any other questions in regards to outing family members? Looks like all the family member people went quiet.
Yes.
There was a question here. I think I might have missed it. Is it compulsory to put in the blood type?
See, the blood type question it's required to be answered, but what's happened is when they loaded this onto the system after people had already started creating accounts, and they just randomly selected blood types, or one of the other options on there is other. Like, so you've got your blood types and you've got other, and so people have selected other, or you might have it default to other as a blood type. I'm not aware of anybody that's been verified that has gone and changed their blood type as to whether or not that changed the sequence or is going to ask them to be re-verified. If somebody's willing to take one for the team and do that, they can let us know. But we'll have to see if somebody's verified, if they change their blood type, if that restarts the verification process. We do recommend having the correct information in there because, as we said, it's part of your profile. But certainly, later on down the track, we're going to be getting this details for your information for those that have booked the package. Once you've actually booked, we'll be confirming all of the information with you, so we have it on file, so that if anything happens, we can present it as well to the medical staff there. But if you haven't already, if you're under verification, so if you're under verification and not yet verified, definitely, if you know your new blood type, go in there and change it and resubmit, and that'll also get things going for you. But if you're already verified, our advice best to leave it for now, and until you've got your package and everything like that, inshallah.
We've got one more question in regards to documents by Rate. For permanent residents, is it better to upload the visa document or just the driving license is enough?
The best thing is the visa document at the beginning, in the first instance. So last year, everyone loaded up the visa documents. Some people, if you don't have the visa document, then obviously you need to load something else. But some people that did load their visa documents were asked for additional residency information later on for some reason, not all. And in that situation, then you'll load your driver's license. But in the first instance, we would advise loading the official government Vivo, residency, permanent residency, spousal, whatever the residency document that you have, which has the name, particularly your name on it, and the dates, the relevant dates. Some are open-ended, so they don't expire. So at least from the start date, and it should say valid until, or indefinitely or something like that, if it doesn't have an end date. Are there any other questions regarding family members or registering on Nusuk? This is what the main thing that we want to cover today. The section about selecting so just something else. Once you're let me go to the preferred category. Once you're verified, which inshallah everyone will be verified in the coming weeks. Once you're verified, you then need to select a preferred category. It's very important to understand that the preferred category is simply a preference. Okay, you're not selecting a category package. You are not locked into anything. You can select standard. You can select luxury. You can select premium. It doesn't change anything. It doesn't matter. It's not going to affect what you can or can't buy in the package stage. Obviously, if you know what category you think likely to be taking, then select that one as your preferred category. Excuse me. Okay. And I believe the reason they're asking that at early stages, because last year, as we said, you can select luxury, but end up booking a standard. You can select the standard, book a premium or luxury, or whatever. I think it's more for the Ministry of Hajj and statistical purposes, why they're wanting to have that information. So just select one, because you need to do that to go to the next stage. And the next stage for that is the e-wallet. Now, the other most common question is, I can't activate my e-wallet. Nobody can activate their e-wallet. Okay, so we just need to wait. Usually it allows to be activated on or just before the packages, when the packages are available for review. Okay, so to load up, actually some people were able to activate it previously and then they couldn't load up any money. They've switched off the activation. Okay, so now we're waiting. So simply you'll click on the activate button and then it'll create a unique account to you and your profile, or your multiple profile for the people on your account, which will give you the banking details of where to transfer your money to or how to make payment by bank transfer if you're making it, or by credit card, because it'll create a unique reference number for you, okay, that you'll need to use. So that's what activating the wallet does. Then once the wallet is activated, and we'll talk through this again next week, inshallah it'll be done by next week. Once the wallet is activated, we advise adding $10 or $100, just a small amount, just to test that you've transferred to the correct place. Then you'll see it on your account, on your e-wallet. If you're doing it by credit card, it should be there straight away, or within 24 hours at least. And if you're doing it by bank, it'll take a few days. But once you see the money's there, you know that everything's in place, then you will proceed to load up the amount of money you need in bulk to that same in that same method, so you have it there. Excuse me. Couple of interesting questions. Overseas passport holder. Yes, overseas passport holders have been verified on Nusuk. So it's not just Australians or particular. So they're doing it across the board for everybody. It's just, a matter of getting through the process. Any sneak peek to the packages? I don't know, Hanny, are there any sneak peeks to the packages?
I'd love to share.
We're so excited to.
Yeah, we're so excited to share the thing is with packages, it's very sensitive. It all comes down to the Ministry of Hajj, right? So the Ministry of Hajj with us, they're very sensitive in terms of how much detail of packages that are given out, and they should be given at the right time with the right information. So we're just making sure on our side that all the information is very clear and transparent, and we don't want to give anything short or missing a tick of approval from the Ministry of Hajj. So there's issues in regards to flights, accommodation, transportation, days, all this sort of thing. So pretty much the packages are pretty much ready, but you'll definitely get the sneak peek in great detail very, very soon. So when I say I'm sending out a WhatsApp message just now to everyone to let everyone know that in the next few weeks, we need to make sure everyone is alert and attentive and attending the meetings that we have coming up. The next few weeks is the business end of the season. So you need to make sure you're attending these meetings and making sure that you're there, because we're going to be explaining in fine detail not only what our packages are about and why they're so special, alhamdulillah, but also what you should be looking for in each package, and making sure you get the tick of your own due diligence to make sure that inshallah you get the best package for your circumstance, inshallah. So yeah, don't worry, the sneak peek for us, I'm pestering Yusuf almost every day that we want to sneak peek everyone. So alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
Inshallah soon.
Just as soon as I get the word from the Mutawaf Nusuk, the ministry, down the line, yes, we're and everybody, all providers, everybody's eager to tell their guests the packages, but yeah, we just have to wait, inshallah. But as you know, we've said, look, the premium, our luxury package, we can tell you, it's the top-rated hotel in Mecca. Booking, Expedia, these sorts of things. You walk out of the door, there's escalators down, and you'll be on the, you walk, it's a couple hundred meters, and you're on the tiles, the platform area outside of the Haram, straight into Mecca. It's 170 meters from door to door in Medina. Well, if not close, 150 meters actually. And our premium package even is, once it gets over the lines, it's only, I guess I can say 50 meters to the mosque, in Medina as well. All mosques, all packages in Medina are walking distance within a few minutes, or within about 47 seconds. We timed it last week. In Mecca, they're all walking distance. If you can walk, 900 meters or a kilometer, but we're going to advise you. We're talking about the standard package and the luxury, the premium. The luxury is right there next to the mosque, obviously. Haram. We're going to advise anybody, regardless of walking distance, to take the shuttle buses because it's just too hot in the day. We have packages that are very close to the Jamrat. For those that's interested in them, we have a shifting package. So you have a premium package with a shifting package into a luxury hotel. So you get the best of both worlds. So all of these things are there. We have flights from. We've managed to get flights from Perth, mashallah. They came over the line just last week. We've got flights from Sydney, from Melbourne. We're still waiting from Brisbane. We've been told we're not getting flights from Adelaide, unfortunately. So our Adelaide brothers and sisters need to join us if they want to go on the group flights in Melbourne or Sydney. I can give you that information to say that. Brisbane, we're hoping to get, since we have just on 400 group flights, I can tell you, from Australia. So we have plenty of group flights, plenty of seats available for the packages through the Mutawif that we're using. So this is something to keep in mind. In terms of a timeline, just to let you know, and I'll send a visual on the WhatsApp group by the morning, inshallah. But basically, on the 15th of January, okay, so in 10 days' time, on the 15th of January, the packages are scheduled to be opened up on Nusuk for review by everybody. Okay, all packages by everybody. Well, probably would say 90% of the packages at least. Sometimes get added a day or two later as they're getting approved by the ministry. So on the 15th of February, packages will be available for review online. If you have not been verified by that date, do not panic. This is not the booking date. This is simply the review date. Okay, and they'll be available online for review. They're reviewing will continue. Verification will continue on through till the end of the month. We will be talking about our particular packages in an online meeting. We will talk through all of the packages we have. We're going to have 4, 5, maybe 6 packages that we're looking after out of the hundreds that are available online. Okay, if you want to use the service, if you felt that you've been received good, you're getting vital communication from us, you're getting quality service from us, you're getting good communication from us, you're getting support from us, and you wanted to be supported by an Australian imam and travel with a team from Australia in the hal and the spirit of traveling together as Hujjaj with us, okay, then you'll select from the packages that we have available to you. And we have a variety of packages to suit what we believe suits most people's needs, inshallah, if not all, okay. You might find that there's another package that's about $10 cheaper. If the $10 is worth it, but the service that we provided is not something you're looking for the $10, you choose the package that's suitable for you. The dates are going to be important. We have a variety of dates leaving in May, from mid-May to late May, and coming back from straight after Hajj to a few days after Hajj. Because obviously nobody can leave before the 10th of June anyway to complete their Hajj. The question is, can the packages be reviewed even if the profile is not verified? Look, I'm not sure, Sister Shanila, or Shanila, if that's the case, but we will be sending in our package brochures out to everybody on the WhatsApp group and by email. So you'll certainly be able to see our packages in detail as to what they contain. I believe you probably could see, because if you have an account on Nusuk, you should be able to see the package. You won't be able to save any though, or put them into your shopping cart, obviously, until you're verified. But we'll have to wait and see until that time, inshallah. But the package will be online for at least 2 weeks. Okay, the review stage will last for at least 2 weeks before the booking stage happens. It is estimated that the booking date the scheduled booking date for the first round of booking is the 31st of January. Okay, so the key dates: 15th of January, packages available for everyone to review, scrutinize, look, study, read through, make sure you see all the fine print, everything is there. And on the 31st will be the first round of bookings. There are going to be at least, and just to put it out there so it's very clear from now for everybody to understand, and we'll go through this in much more detail next week, there are going to be at least 3 rounds of bookings. Okay, 3 rounds of bookings available. Last year there was 4, so there might be 4 this year again, but it took 4 rounds of bookings to fill up all the packages. That's how many packages were available, and the Ministry of Hajj want all the packages to be sold. So don't worry too much about the quota issue. Sales will be going on until all the packages are sold. Okay, and a good question is, what's the difference between our package and the package on Nusuk? There's no difference. Our packages are on Nusuk. Okay, our packages are on Nusuk. Our packages are going to be identified though with particular username or package name and with our logo. The difference will be if you choose one of our packages, you get all of our support and guidance from start to finish with us, with our guides, with our team, and with the other Hujjaj from Australia. If you choose another package, you'll go with whoever that person, if you're not sure who it is, it'll be just randomly allocated to whoever that is looking after that particular package. So we'll identify the package that we're looking after. As we mentioned last year, it's very important that you go with somebody from Australia. Yes, you can book any package on your own, but it doesn't cost you any more to go with us. It doesn't cost you any less to go with us or not go with us. But what you do gain is the support and the guidance of a very, very experienced team of our shuyukh and guys, inshallah.
As important as that, there's barakah in Jama'ah.
Yeah.
There's blessing in our deen. There's blessing all the time when things are done together and the hearts are connected. So our deen is a communal deen. It's not an individual deen.
Yeah.
So inshallah, that's an important note to keep as well, inshallah.
So yeah, the key date's 15th of January, reviewing of packages. Next week on Sunday, probably around the same time, next week on Sunday the 12th, where we are scheduling a meeting to be able to present our packages to you. Okay. But just to preface that so everyone knows, it's subject to getting the final approval by then from the ministry that we can give you all of the details that we want to give you without getting into trouble, basically. But what we will definitely also do then is go through the difference between the group flights that we have. As I said, we have, and we'll talk about the quota process, we'll talk about the group flights, we'll talk about the booking rounds, first round, second round, third round, how to book if you're booking from, traveling from overseas, all these type of things. We'll go through that section. We've got another week for a lot of people to get verified. So we want to get the verification things out of the way for the bulk of the people, because we know that's playing on everybody's mind at the moment. If you're verified, alhamdulillah, make dua, make shukr, and make dua for everybody else that wants to go to be verified, inshallah. Last year, and one thing to keep in mind too, we really hate, and we don't want to be part of, or we hate to see people being like scaremongering or fearmongering. We don't want people to feel scared or pressured into doing anything. This is Hajj. It's an ibadah. It's an important ibadah. You need to do it properly and with full khushu and understanding and peace of mind. Everybody last year in Australia, I would say that 90 to 95% of people last year in Australia that wanted to go for Hajj, I'm talking about seriously made the intention. They created an account, they got themselves verified, they put their money into their e-wallet, and they looked to buy a package. At least 95% of the people got a package. Okay, so there's going to be talk about there's thousands of people want to go, and there's only a set amount of quota, 700 quota or 650 quota, and thousands of people are going to miss out. And if you join us, you'll guaranteed a spot. Nobody can guarantee you a place. And we can tell you that last year that everybody that joined with us, right, that attempted to get a package, alhamdulillah, got a package. And the only reason they didn't get a package, not as a result of quota issues or running out of package, they didn't get a package because the ones that were available were outside of their budget. Okay, so everybody has a chance to get a package, inshallah. And once you're verified, we're all in the running, the same boat, to get a package. So please remain calm, follow the steps that we give you. It's in our interest to give you accurate and proper information so that you can get a package, and it's in your interest to follow that information, the steps as we've provided, selecting one of the packages that we've given you, if it's suitable for you, to have a full, complete, comfortable and accepted Hajj, inshallah, bidnillah. Allah accepts all of our efforts, our intentions, and accepts everyone's Hajj. We'll talk through again next week, but don't panic. Don't listen to any fear-mongering. You all have a chance to go, inshallah.
Yeah, so just a couple of I'll answer these couple of questions, but before then we always have in bold, maybe we should all have them hanged up on our wall. Don't panic, right? Number one, be patient. Don't follow any other groups in terms of communication. And last, follow our instructions. If you put them all up in bold, inshallah, you have a peaceful transition into all getting a package, inshallah. So that's a very important point for us to share. The other thing, there's a couple of questions. Alex, don't worry, we're going to make sure. So when we talk about the group flights and custom flight people will be matching their flights to be at a similar time to when everyone else is arriving in Saudi. So our team will be there to meet all those people who come at different times that beyond the group flights that we have. So that's just to answer that one quickly. And the last thing, will the access to the Haram be easier with premium package or another package where we get? We'll talk about packages in detail, but just so you know, we try and create all our packages outside of the luxury to be convenient. So convenient means you can actually walk comfortably to the Haram within 1.5 kilometers. So it can take people 15 minutes, 20 minutes based on your walking, but also you have the delicacy of having a shuttle bus that goes for all the prayer times going and coming, inshallah. So all these sort of things we've thought about in detail. We want to make sure no matter what package you're on, you have accessibility and ease to perform your Umrahs and Hajj and go to the Haram as well, inshallah. Someone's asking, do you have prices from last year? I'm looking for a ballpark figure. We've already mentioned like the prices from last year, what they were around. They're probably looking at around between 13 and a half to 15 for the shifting, for the standard package. And the premium packages, like we mentioned last year, was between 16 to 19. And the luxury was between like 21 to 25. We're looking to have them similar, thereabouts this year, inshallah. So we'll be telling you those fine details, inshallah, very soon. So, you know, based on them, you can budget if you haven't already. Jazakallah khair. So any other questions there before we close up, inshallah?
I think we need to close time for Salat.
That's right.
Please, be patient. As we said, the verification process is underway. And I've said this before, you know, somebody's going to be first, somebody's going to be last. It doesn't matter if you're first or last, you're still in the running. Because as long as you're verified, then you can book a package. But it will happen. People are being verified right through until a few days before the booking process started last year. It's just because there's so many, you know, so many people applying, and many people apply that don't go. So you've also got that, you know, added on top. Jazakallah khair, everybody, for your time. Thank you for the very informative questions as well. Hopefully it helped other people too. And next week we'll send out the meeting details. This meeting is recorded. I'll send the recording out onto the group for those that missed it, inshallah. And we can go. Yes, you can delete your account and start new. It was the last question that you can delete your account, start new. But just be patient. Better to be patient and wait. The meeting for next week will happen. We'll send the details, provided we're given permission to release the full information. Then we'll release the full information. If not, we'll at least release the timelines and the group flight information, things like that, inshallah. Jazakallah khairan to everybody. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت وحدك لا شريك لك نستغفرك ونتوب إليك بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر صدق الله العظيم لله تعالى الفاتحة جزاك الله خير السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته